that badly because you showed up last time. And 3,
I tried to, but I was just so talented.
I know, yeah, you tried to.
Just like intangible red flag territory. Like he's not saying anything specific,
interesting.
but like just as he's talking, you're like, do not be in a room alone with this man.
Yeah, 100%.
So we can all love each other. No.
All right, great. Okay, great. This is great. What about him is an intangible red flag? Is it a way he appears, way he talks, hand gestures?
Do you know what the word intangible means?
All right, I'm gonna go have a piss.
Ashley, you're in charge.
I'm in charge. Bitches.
I went down on a juicy poozy, and
I got a fart, and this chair's gonna make it reverberate. Hey, wait!
John.
Hey!
Oh no! Everybody else,
Hey!
What's going on? I'm just waiting for music. I thought you were getting music. Oh, I thought you were just getting music.
How my penis gets born.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Here's a shed.
The ice cream cones came with a little metal packet that is just full of sugar. It's just full of sugar to be poured into the cones.
What has the Japanese not gotten a hold of, perfected, and then when everyone was like, "You did it," they went, "And now we'll begin." And you're like, No, you fixed it. It was fixed. Do not break it. Like, no, we got to break this.
I still have some more questions.
Go ahead.
John Hastings is on America's Got Talent for 5 minutes, and now he's got houses in LA and London.
That's right.
Yeah.
You kept a house in London?
Yeah, I've kept a house in London.
Update: not sugar.
There's no fluid tasting enough to warrant sucking it out of him. No, but it was. Wait, but did he do it when he was then in the band when they were the 4 Bee Gees that brief time before then his heart exploded?
Wow.
I'm not saying anything that didn't happen. That is what happened to him.
I'm a predator.
And it was going awesome. And we even started having drinks at a bar, and we each had girlfriends with us, whatever. We're having a great time until I got comfortable enough to go, hey, we share a birthday,
As someone who's been eternally single.
Go ahead. Is it your fault? Yes. No, sorry.
Stop tweeting after your dates, Ashley. Stop tweeting after your dates.
Oh, bad news, Paul. You're getting a Batman bed.
This is not bad news. I am so pleased.
Support them.
But you know what's more important than helping people's mental health?
Fuck you, John.
I'm just saying. Tom, you're a comedy fan.
Here's what happened. So I came up after she finished a couple times.
How did you
I'm not one's not enough.
What a
you go for 2. That's how you start it out.
Smoother crunchy.
And then Jesus, boom. And so so when I emerged, I went to kiss her and she just grabbed my face and she sucked it all out of my beard.
So hurtful.
That's a literary reference. Oh no, I gotta.
Hey, he can't tie me out now. I'm the only one here. Books, pages. Right. Verb, noun, adjective. Nice. Someone get me that.
I'm very prone to bullying.
No, you're talking about Andy Gibb.
I am talking about Andy Gibb. Pardon me.
Get your Gibbs straight if you want to come at me, bro.
Sorry.
Those nice bearded men and their Aryan friends seem like they're doing very different shows.
Marylane's got pink eye. She touched her nose.
I tried to. It crawled away too quickly.
It's difficult with tea. Sometimes you try and tune it and you get Assam.
I'm officially declaring it. Jordan is the governor general of this stream.
God damn it, guys. I took Ritalin today. I can only focus on one thing at a time.
What is happening right now? Two screens. I want to have two screens.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah. Paul and I were walking through the park, and we walked past the tennis courts. A ball had gone over the fence. Paul went down, grabbed it, threw it over, and the young woman who was playing said, "Thank you, sir."
Ouch.
Ouch.
Right, here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna fucking take over this fucking festival, and you're not gonna fucking stop me. Why? All these fucking robots are all around the fucking city, right?
Yeah.
Don't knock a spit roast till you try it.
Just hang on. Can you just keep going? Make an appeal right now for us to stop this whole thing. Go ahead, Tom.
I think we should see Paul's face for this. There's going to be tears.
No, your junk in the trunk is not as prominent. Make the camera go lower now. Jesus. Now bounce your bottom, sir.
What are we doing?
Having a nice time. So let's watch
That's
it one more
Betty
time.
Crease's Jamaican for poop shoot.
So I'm on the toilet. The toilet paper's here. I grab some of the toilet paper. I stand up. I turn around.
Whoa!
Frank, no.
A whole lot of the world can get it right round itself if I have a bomb on bed.
There you go, buddy. There you go.
What was Tom talking
Whoa!
about?
Whoa!
Go, Matt.
What happened?
Go, Matt.
The bed is what?
We did it.
Richard Ball, we're over. I want people to be saying, "Michael, is that a beard?" And I can say, "No, shit residue from the kink I enjoy participating." I was moving into position right to blast away on her their chest, and I slipped on the sheets and accidentally punched her in the face, and then.
Oh no, the Canadians are coming.
Chris, John, and Irish Ashley combine to make the ultimate team, better than any wet dream. Welcome to the Untitled Twitch stream. John's the CEO and Boomer. Ashley's the real leader. Chris brings the vibes and juices as our enjoyment increases. Welcome to the Untitled Twitch stream.
Oh, howdy ho. Let me get rid of this, eh? What's up, buddy? Sorry about the little delay there. I was watching Norm Macdonald videos and looked up, and our intro video had ended.
Yeah, no, I knew what happened. But I want you to know because I'm outside right now because my mom is holding a business lecture upstairs.
Oh, shit.
Zoom.
Nice.
That's right. But I was like, the Wi-Fi kept cutting out, and I was like, oh God, what am I gonna do here? And then I was like, well, getting on the old phone, sitting on the old deck. Look at this backyard. Look at this.
Oh shit. Oh my God.
Tomato bushes. My mom's right there.
Yeah,
my mom now, by the way, is taking a photo of me streaming on her backyard, which is that feels good. Feels
Wave
right.
to your mom for me. Wave to your mom.
She's already gone inside.
Aw.
I assume because Ashley's not here to ruin our fun, we're just going to talk about Norm Macdonald for 2 hours and then leave, right?
Yeah, I brought it up at the start of yesterday's stream, and she's like, I don't really know him, and I was like, all right, we won't even bother. Let's do something else.
What? I mean, I wish I hadn't been on what truly was an infuriating air. Before we get to that, flying into Canada is such a nightmare for no other reason than Air Canada and Canadian Customs have made it so unnecessarily.
How long did you wait? 2.5 hours for me.
I was through in 45.
We all want to see John's mom sometimes.
Yeah, we do. Don't worry, she'll pop in
mom.
because I'm streaming from the kitchen, and after her lecture, she's making dinner. So I assume she'll pop in. She'll pop in then. No, but here was the main thing I noticed is that all the machines you use to do your declaration, they'd only set them to be in English or French, or, and this is really funny, a list of languages, but all of the languages are listed in English. So if you don't know what Espanol is in English, you're in deep trouble because you know what happens if you cannot get one of. There's nothing you could do, and also Toronto. It was so insane that I finally got to the front and told the customs agent, I was like, you know, there's like people back there that are just stood at machines, which is making the line crazy long because they don't speak English and have no way of processing, so they can move on to the next step. And she's like, "What?" And I was like, and like she said, it was like, "What do you mean?" And she was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "That." She's like, "I gotta go tell my supervisor." And I was like,
Christ.
Yes, you do.
Yes.
You do. Yeah.
Yes.
In fact, that might be a good plan. So that was so frustrating. And then so it turns out the Toronto airport's doing work to rule, and they're gonna win. It's a union, so a union that can't strike we lived in the UK and the US, which is two places that had presidents and a prime minister break unions, so they don't do this shit anymore. But Canada thus far hasn't done that yet.
Yeah.
They haven't broken any unions, so they're like doing work to rule. So they're just fucking with people. And I have to give them this. I walked onto the. There were just no screens telling anyone, where their baggage was, and all of the carousels would just stop for a while. Like there'd be bags on them and just stop. And when I found out work to rule, I was like, I'm very frustrated and I hate it, but I must commend my leftist union brothers.
Can you explain work to rule real quick?
Do you know what that is?
No, I've never heard that sentence before.
Work to rule is your service isn't allowed to quit, so you're doing the bare minimum and you are doing it badly.
Nice.
Like,
why is it called work to rule?
Because we're working, but we still rule you, boss man.
Oh, I think is it because that's very funny. But is it because you're working as just to the rule, just the literal minimum of what you legally have to do?
What you said makes a lot more sense than what I said.
Okay.
But I choose to believe what I said is true.
I absolutely, work, we rule.
We rule you, but it's the pointing to the boss man.
Yeah.
Hey, boss man.
That's so funny. I love that shit.
Yes. Oh, it was one of those things where it's like once I got that in my mom had to tell me like 4 times because I was in such a rage, and then once I was like, all right, they're gonna win, because also the airport is under like massive renovations, and like management's like, we have no money. Put in another gold pillar.
Do you think they started the massive renovations in the middle of COVID, and then when the vaccine came out, they were like, fuck, we had such a beautiful plan.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it was. I like this, by the way. Joe Trip calls it, so it's like malicious compliance. I can't bring that up in the chat because I'm on a phone.
I got it.
Yeah. That's exactly what it's like.
That's exactly what it is, which is one of the best subreddits, by the way. Highly recommend malicious compliance subreddit because it's all people doing exactly that.
I gotta say this about Reddit. What I do appreciate is it's brought all the fun of 2000s 4chan. I don't know if anyone else remembers. But like before, Oh, Chris is frozen on my end, and he looks so silly.
Oh no!
Oh no! Like 4chan before, like they brought us a bunch of fascism, like would just do funny things like lolcats and anonymous, all this. Anyway, and Reddit every once in a while
just funny things like lolcats and anonymous. Two things that classically go together. Everybody thinks.
Those are the two things I think of when I think of 4chan.
I compare two things.
Early Anonymous was so fucking funny. What do we do? We're taking down Scientology. Do you know how funny that is? And it worked. Like it so worked. All of like cult experts are like, yeah, that hurt them so badly because they just couldn't intimidate these guys because they couldn't find them because they were nobody.
There's no one to follow around with your camera and to bully.
They ended up getting, of course, a shitload of them. But still, my favorite one, by the way, was there was a guy who got raided who was a part of Anonymous, and the police banged down his door, and he was like on a video chat, and his girlfriend went, "Is this about the heroin?" And I've never been able to find that clip before or since. It was on a weird YouTube documentary, and it was there was, I don't know how many of you remember Anonymous, but there was like
They're still going. They just hacked the Texas legislature's website, which is apparently all they do anymore. Yeah. They turned it into a fundraising for pro-abortion causes.
Oh, see, this is why Anonymous, like literally every time it's like, if I had the technical know-how, I would do that. And Anonymous is like, don't worry about it, John.
Funny. Yeah, we got it.
You get back to writing jokes and longboarding. We got this. Also, they've already staged that stupid.
A metal.
What the fuck was that?
An ad came up on my phone. I've still got YouTube open, and I just changed it from the Norm thing.
I want to talk about Norm Macdonald, but I also want to talk about our megabus journey we did together, because Ashley is currently on a megabus going to London. Do you understand that
good.
I wish so badly that we had like a drone that could follow her, because I want her not to know that we're observing. I just want to observe her in London, because it's just her fresh. Wow.
Fresh, but also beaten, because like most people go and it's like you show up and you're like, yeah, London, I'm good, I'm rested, I'm ready for this. And she's going to step off a night bus into Victoria bus station, and she's going to just come out eyes bleary to fucking chaos so far from the train station. She's not going to, it's going to take her an hour and a half to find the train station, because everyone,
not so far.
It takes so long.
It's not far. It's literally down.
It's not far, but everyone gets confused because it's like, but where is but it's the same name and it should be right here. And there's signs and they're confusing. It's going to take her fucking ages because she won't have slept all night. And then she's going to show up, get confused by the tube. It's going to be so funny. And she's going to be so mad. She's going to be so mad.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. Also, I remember, do you remember, because you never got to the stage I got to where I went, I will lose money on every gig. I refused to take the bus.
I did in the no, I never quite got there. I couldn't afford to. But I used to.
Neither could I.
But I would take trains. I would take less of a fee in the end. I would take a train and pay the extra money, and just eat that. But yeah, no, I still took a couple buses. I took a bus while we knew the pandemic was on, and we knew that we were going into lockdown. It was the last two shows I did was Sheffield. I took the bus from London to Sheffield. Did a matinee and then a night show with Phil Wang, and then took the bus back that day. But that was when we still thought it was on our hands. So I just brought antibacterial stuff and was like, this is stupid, but I need the money.
I remember thinking when it was on your hands, and I remember going, I don't think it is.
Yeah, it definitely didn't feel like a hands disease, did it?
Yeah, everyone's choking to death on fluid in their lungs. I'm going mouth and nose is the main culprits. And sure, I turned out to be 100% right. Also, by the way, if you guys haven't spent time with a baby boomer, let me tell you who has a lot of friends who have lost their mind about this pandemic. Also, did you know that there was something called the Nuremberg Code? I don't like when I'm learning things from conspiracy theories shit posts on Facebook.
Yeah.
But basically, after the Nuremberg trials, the international community quickly made a bunch of laws of like, here's how you medically experiment on people.
Oh, good.
Because of all the by the way, we should have had that before 1947 or whatever. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it. Yeah, that took too long.
The one I think about all the time is the Tuskegee experiments with the syphilis.
Of course.
And that was where they gave a bunch of black people syphilis just to see what would happen. Turns out that the study wasn't really being looked at or studied. They were just doing it and watching. Everything that they could have found out had already been discovered. There was nothing new to learn. It was all done. We knew everything about syphilis. It was fine. There was no reason to do any of this. And you just go, so you're just doing it? And they went, yeah.
Because what I don't understand, and maybe I'm the only one, is every industry has assholes. Like, what are you talking? Like, people always are like, can you believe the scientists did this? And I was like, yeah, I can believe those four shitty scientists did that.
But this was like a whole thing, and it was government funded, and the nurses were in on it, and the doctors, and like the community. They had people doing outreach into the community to try to get these guys to come in to do tests. It was fucking wild. And then there were a couple nurses that were just like, I'm going to lose your documents so they can't find you. You should go. Because even on the inside, they had people fucking it up. It wasn't like one dude in his basement. It was like an organization.
Here's just the weirdest breaking news ever of 2021. Joe Biden just announced that he's going to help Australia get nuclear submarines. What does he know that we don't?
That was his announcement today. I knew he was doing an Australia-related announcement at 5. China. That's absolutely China.
Of course it is.
That's great. That's great. Guys, we're pretty far from Taiwan, so if you could just fill in the gaps while we're away, while we make it over there, that'd be dope.
What I really like about this
hold on. Oh, Ashley says it's pathetic how much I miss you guys already. Oh, how's the bus?
Has someone yelled at you for whistling? Last time I was on a megabus with Chris, someone yelled at me for whistling, which granted was very annoying on my part.
Shut up! Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
No, it was literally this. Please stop your whistling. From someone far too old to be sleeping on a megabus. That's one thing that I will give Europe is they will just have kids and old people in all sorts of situations where you're like, what are you doing? It's 3 a.m. and neither one of you should be up.
They're so young and they're so awake and it's so late.
No one ever, I've yet to be able to figure out why are there such young children on public transport late at night in Britain?
Where are you going? And why do you have to go now?
No, it's not where they're going. I always assume they're going home. Where are they coming from?
In theory, yeah, any of it, all of it. The megabus is like, okay, fair enough. Traveling with a family is expensive. It's a lot cheaper to do the overnight one. Maybe you get your kid to sleep so that they're asleep for most of the bus ride. It's the same reason my parents used to drive overnight sometimes. Because they were like, we don't want to. Oh, thank you so much for following. Test cards, 17. You don't sound like a bot at all. Thank you for following. Test card.
Everybody, test card. Test me card. Test me. Actually, just whatever. I'm just walking to the bus now. Oh, is it a sleeper bus? Manning, is it a sleeper bus?
It better be a sleeper bus. I hope you have a bunk.
Yeah, because if it's not a sleeper bus, go fuck yourself.
That's a long. How long is it? 10 hours or something stupid?
I don't know. I want it predicted, by the way, that I came in here to talk about Norm Macdonald, and we'll probably. Oh no. Okay, well, I did luck out once where
plus traffic, Ashley. Don't forget, all the roadworks happen in the middle of the night, so you're getting rerouted.
Yeah. And also then you'll hit London. What is it? Time is it there? 10 there now. Oh, yeah. Just in time for go fuck yourself traffic. That said, I once took the megabus to Glasgow and I didn't have a sleeper ticket and everyone else had a sleeper ticket. So they had a sleeper bus. And then it was just me and the megabus driver. And he was like, this megabus, he's like, you don't fit on the other one or we put it on you there. And this bus has to go to Glasgow. So it's just you and me. And I was like, what? And he's like, I looked at the sheet. There's no other stops. We'll get there way earlier. We'll stop. And he's like, we'll stop for breakfast. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? It was so pleasant. I went upstairs. He's like, you go upstairs. You have a sleep. And he went, I'll do the driving. And I was like, this guy, I was like, this is awesome. And looking back, it was a bit gross. I laid on the floor on my jacket with my bag. And I just watched the movie Judge Dredd 3 times.
The original or the remake?
The remake, the glorious remake, which is what I like to call Judge Dredd. Hey, it's Judge Dredd, but he's in the raid, and you're like, and I'm just like, this is the greatest pitch of any movie I've ever seen in my entire life. Have you seen that movie? Do you know how good that movie is?
Never saw it. I haven't seen the. I don't think I've seen the original Judge Dredd.
You don't need to see the original. The original Judge Dredd is shit. The new Judge Dredd is. I would say the new Judge Dredd is. It is in terms of superhero movies, my big 3 are Dark Knight. Okay. I would put Dredd, and then Captain America, Winter Soldier, and then Endgame. Those are the 4.
You put Winter Soldier ahead of Endgame.
Absolutely.
Wow. Agree to disagree. But I will watch Dredd as a result of that.
Because the thing with Endgame is Endgames has to be good. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
It has to be good. Captain America Winter Soldier did not have to be good. It could have been Thor 2. And it knocked it out of the park.
Or Iron Man 2.
Or Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3 was all right.
Absolutely not. Give me the Mandarin or give me
exploding guys?
No, fuck you. I hate that. Was so. Why is Guy Pearce? First of all, if you're not in Memento, I don't want to see Guy Pearce's weird face.
What? But he's so creepy. It's wonderful. No matter what he's doing, it's like, ugh.
Also, where was the Mandarin? I was told there would be Mandarin played by Ben
Shang-Chi, baby.
Is the Mandarin in Shang-Chi, and is the Mandarin played by Ben Kingsley?
No, the Mandarin. Well, it's the 10 Rings, or however many rings it is.
It's 10 Rings.
10 Rings. It's the 10 Rings organization. So that's where Shang-Chi starts. I haven't watched it yet, but I know this from my YouTube polls. it's going to address that. So Ben Kingsley was the fall guy for the Mandarin, but the Mandarin will be a real person that will be introduced. I assume that he's in Shang-Chi, but I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah,
I've seen it, but
I don't care.
I've not seen it. But Ben Kingsley is in Shang-Chi. That's so funny. That's so funny. Kimmers, go to sleep. Go to sleep, Kimmers. Oh, by the way, what's his name? Who's the bot? Where's the bot? Test card 17 says, haha, I'm not a bot. At least I don't think I am. That's exactly what I'd program a bot to say.
Or you're wait. What if Chris is the bot and Test Cart's supposed to be hosting the show with me?
Oh, no. Oh.
Can I just quickly explain one thing about I love the city of Toronto, but quietly one of the most condescending places on the planet. For no other reason than I saw a guy jaywalk in front of an ambulance today. Pardon me.
Full sirens?
Oh yeah.
Great.
And two guys. That means one. Should we make this? And the other one went, hell yeah. In front of an ambulance.
Didn't speed up? Didn't do that half-hearted jog where you look like you're speeding up to make space for the car, but you're actually going as slow as walking?
No, they were starting to jaywalk, saw the ambulance, and then not understanding spatial dynamics, but then all they had to do was just stop right there because the road's clear because of the ambulance. Instead, they ran to in front of where the ambulance was. The ambulance is now definitely going to kill them. Ambulance has to turn on the sirens more, and then they walk out of the way. And I could see by their body language, like, ambulances. And you're like, this fucking city.
Well, I remember that for when I moved to the UK, and there was a fire truck just waiting in traffic. Full blaring.
Oh.
And everybody was like, nope, we all have places to go, gentlemen.
Yeah, nothing. Well, again, I learned that from one of my many to paraphrase Abe Simpson, one of my many journeys to the ground.
Hey, Radiant user, what's going on?
Radiant teaser, good to see you. Was that just get the cops? Don't ask for anyone else in London. Just get only the cops can weave through traffic. Everyone else, their vehicles are too big, so it's just like, yeah. Which is it also does explain why so many the Great London Fire is so much more in context now. Like, how did the entire city burn down? It was like all the fire trucks behind a
bunch of horses and carriages,
bunch of ale carts coming through Old Street.
My watermelons are important.
Do you understand that London's the only city that for the last 700 years, if you said, you know what, I'm going to drive to Trafalgar Square, for the last 700 years, someone has said, what are you doing? You're crazy. That's so busy. Why you shouldn't just walk. It's still just walk. Like even now, just walk there.
Don't ever
That's
drive.
been said for 1,000 years. They've been like, yeah, you don't want to just walk. That's so crazy to me.
I'll just ride my horse. Don't bother.
Come on.
Just don't fucking bother.
There's nowhere to stable it. The livery burned down. Why'd the livery burn down? The fire brigade.
Ironically, caught behind a bucket truck.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Nothing they could do. Just look at the solution right in front of you.
I just want to say this again, which is may we live in interesting times is such a good insult and swear.
Oh, it's so good. So good.
Because we literally live in a time where Australia is getting a nuclear submarine to fight China, and Nicki Minaj is just talking about someone's balls who may not exist, and that has the same level of importance in the news.
Did you see that clip of Tucker Carlson going, Nicki Minaj's cousin's friend? If you're watching, please come on the show.
What?
Into the camera. Nicki Minaj's cousin's friend. We'd love to hear your story. Please come on. No name, no extra sources. Just talked about it for ages and then invited someone by the name Nicki Minaj's cousin's friend. We'd love to have you.
I wanted to tweet this, but I didn't. I just never know with tweeting. I wanted to write, why can't everyone just be Cardi B? Because you know who's been a goddamn pillar of logic and reason these low 18 months? is that woman's just going on Instagram Live and talking about being afraid of the dark. She's trying to figure out how her stove works because she's too rich to cook. She's putting out WAP. Did Nicki Minaj put out WAP? No, I don't think she did. She put out shit.
Yeah.
She put out COVID misinformation.
Yeah. That's so funny. His balls grew. It's my cousin's friend. Trust me. Super real. Super true stuff.
Also, this is going to sound really weird, which is whenever someone is referring to a cousin in there's certain countries where I go, this isn't true.
No.
This isn't true. Trinidad is on
Never.
Trinidad and Canada both on the list. My cousin in Canada, my cousin in Trinidad. No, they didn't.
What was the? Oh, sorry.
That signifies that you've thought about this lie. So you've picked a country that you think I don't know a lot about. And in Trinidad, you were very correct. I know it's close to Tobago.
We're the classic. No, I have a girlfriend. You just haven't met her because she's in Canada.
Yeah.
My girlfriend's from Trinidad. She's a model. You'd love her. Here's a picture of her. That's not Nicki Minaj. That's Nicki Minaj's cousin's friend. It's a coincidence.
She's from Trinidad. Yeah. No, but still.
Yeah.
Like, it's still, though, you know what I mean? The fact that she hasn't produced this cousin and his testicles. Also, I'd like you a little bit more respect. I am a colleague of Tucker Carlson's now because I open for someone who appears regularly on Gutfeld. I am in the Fox News universe.
1 degree of separation. Congratulations.
I did it.
Was he funny?
What it was I could tell that he would be very funny. I didn't find him funny because all of really good joke structure and observation, but it was that thing of like, well, you know that's not true. Like all of his premises were incredibly flawed. Like he's like, the Democrats don't like a debate, like here in California, and it's like, well, the flaw in that logic is that recall elections don't have a debate because the recall election is one person versus the idea of them no longer being in the office. So the debate would just be him versus
the void.
Just a notion. Yeah. In this court. By the way, Gavin Newsom, still the governor of California.
Yeah. He won. That guy seems like a real Omar Hamdi.
Who?
The comic you were opening for. Real Omar Hamdi.
Well, he hates you?
If evolution's the thing, I hate him. Omar keeps trying to hug me. If evolution's still a thing, why do we still have monkeys? You know that's not true. I do know that's not true, and I'm going to keep saying it. Get the fuck out of my face.
What's the story between you and Omar Hamdi again? Please tell me.
Basically just that. I got very drunk before a show that I forgot I was doing. Showed up, did a good set, hung around, just had beers and watched the rest of the show. Omar Hamdi said, if evolution's still a thing, why are there still monkeys? I said to him afterwards, I was like, if you really don't know that, I can explain it to you if you like. Like, I'd be happy to sit down and explain how that works. And he went, no, I know it's bullshit. I just said it. And then I, being very drunk, yelled at him. And then,
here's my question. Were you so drunk that it was actually visible? Or were you that weird Chris Betts drunk where it seems like you could drive a truck filled with bleeding children? And then you're just like, I've had 8 flagons of whiskey. And you're like, Gawooga?
I could never tell you. I never know which one it is until someone goes, oh, you're drunk. They're always very excited to notice.
Yeah, Dylan Gott is still obsessed with it. He's obsessed with how much you don't look drunk. He's like, imagine having that power. And you're like, what? What?
How is Dylan? Are you seeing him?
No, it's an interesting thing I've noticed about people that have kids. The first 18 months of having a child seems like you just have to go visit every relative in far-flung communities for really no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Sorry.
Yeah, did you not know that?
What? King Geo's stat that he just put up?
Pow! 1 in for the podcast listeners. Hello, podcast listeners. Welcome to the Untitled Twitch
33
podcast.
Minutes. Shit.
It's just John and I today. Ashley is on a megabus, as we've discussed. Thank you for listening. Subscribe and rate us so more people can find us. King Geo says, here is a fun stat from today. 1 in 500 Americans have died from the coronavirus. I said 500, right? Not 5?
Yeah.
Have died from the coronavirus since the nation's first reported infection. Hell of a job. I wonder what the percentage of conservative radio hosts is.
It might be 100. It might be 100%.
It's going that way.
Which is, I got to tell you, this is all great. It's also what's interesting is there's going to be quite a reckoning at the end of this, because what no one is talking about is that, and quietly, by the way, the Republicans are super alt-right. People are now taking over various voting boards in various municipalities.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which is super terrifying. But that's not going to matter because they won't have enough people to vote. Like, it's one of those things where it's like the Gavin Newsom thing. They're like, well, it's Larry Elder. They're like, as soon as they have an opponent now, a Democrat wins, because they just have to be vaguely reasonable. Like, Gavin Newsom is a bag of shit. He's just going to be vague. That's just startling statistic. 1
in 500. 1 in 500 is fucking wild, man. Oh, sometimes Switches is making the Tim's kiss. You love to see it.
What's
you love
the
to
Tim's
see
kiss?
it. It's the emojis. So Tim's, they're there. Oh, they're getting a little closer, but they're still a little shy. Oh, smooch, 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 smooch.
When did the kiss? Was kissing Tim's from when I wasn't here yesterday?
I think it happened a week ago or something. 2 weeks ago. Recently.
I wasn't.
Can't be 2 weeks ago. Channel's too new.
Yeah, it couldn't have been 2 weeks ago. It had to have been within the last. It had to have been within the last week. So it was either I was in Utah. No, it would have been yesterday.
No, it wasn't yesterday, but it was recent. Yo, Norm.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about Norm.
I am from Ottawa. Norm is from Ottawa. Norm's greatest bit is a bit that only works for people that are in Ottawa. And he did it on Conan O'Brien, and I never saw it again, which is when he was talking about secret gay guys that would give you drives home from the river. And that is 100% a thing that happened in Ottawa all the time. And everyone just knew you didn't get in the cars with the secret gay guys, which is what they were like. The community was like that. Yeah, the secret gay guys down by the river. And it's like, who are they? Are they gay? No, it's secret.
No.
They're secretly gay. That's different.
They're sneaky.
Yeah, they have a wife and child that doesn't know about their secrets.
Their secret river gayness. Yeah, I've been watching. I heard about it the weirdest way because I literally finished my afternoon.
I want you to put up King Geo WTF's
down at the Rapids.
Down at the Rapids is
Down
one
at
of
the
the classic
Rapids,
spots you would encounter some secret gay guys.
But how about that new guy down at the office? Does he give you sort of a Rapids vibe? Is that
You could say that. You could say, I was talking to Bruce. He seems like the kind of fellow that hang out down by the Cherry Rapids. I wonder. I actually know the Rapids aren't far away from the Botanical Garden. Next Wednesday,
I bet they watched you.
I could probably walk over. No one. It was so cold that day. It was minus 45.
You weren't the only one jacking it out in public that night.
I hope some SGs enjoyed it in my JO.
There's a real Ghost of Christmas Future just rubbing off.
Really fun. We do need to make a list. Can we make a? Oh, just in the list in the Discord. What are Ottawa locations you guys would like to? Oh, hello. Oh, thank you. I can move off of this and go into the house. So,
was that your mom?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't get her on camera.
That's right. I'm respecting her privacy.
Damn it.
Okay. I'm gonna leave this. Oh, someone's calling my mom on the landline. That's how you know. So there's that, and then I'm gonna switch over to my computer.
Okay.
And actually, no, I want to keep talking. Let's keep talking for another half an hour out here, and then I'll switch over at 6.
Sure, you do you, bud.
Norm Macdonald, super insane that he's gone. What did you think of it?
So I was finishing my stream, and literally I went to raid, and as I hit raid, the last comment in my chat was Richard Wright being like, "Norm Macdonald's dead," and I thought that I'd already raided, and I was like, "It's a very strange raid message. I didn't okay that." And then checked Twitter, and everything was fucking a nightmare. I feel weirdly almost still in denial about it.
Well, here's where I'm sort of, my thing with it is like a bunch of people got really sad. The problem I had, and you probably have a bit of it too, is an actual friend of mine who was a comedian died recently. So it's one of those things where it's like, I can't put my grief on this. He's just a guy I liked.
Yeah.
He's just an incredible, the best, who I would say is probably the best stand-up comedian of my lifetime, and maybe ever, died. It is really sad.
Yeah.
But it's also, he's not a type of comedian, like he left a son behind and stuff like that, but you're also like, he wasn't like, he was just a really funny comedian. Like he wasn't like he was political or anything like that.
No.
He wasn't a trailblazer, but it was just he was still so fucking good.
Yeah,
Oh
he just
my God.
he had real Puck energy. He's just out doing his own thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's going to be mischief. It's going to be very funny. No one can tell him what to do. And that's great. So it was just nice to know he was in the world, aside from how fucking hilarious he was. It was just like, somewhere Norm's being a weirdo, and that's fantastic.
And never forget, O.J. Simpson had him fired for making too many O.J. jokes.
Yeah, what's the guy's name? Olemeyer?
Don Olemeyer.
Don Olemeyer, that's it.
All right, I'm a guy nerd. Do you know that
Okay.
whole story? Would you like to know the entire story of Don Olemeyer and Norm Macdonald? Because it's so stupid.
Before you tell it, should we show the people a couple of the OJ jokes so that they know what we're talking about?
Yes. Okay, but wait, is that gonna? Fuck it. If we get a YouTube strike, I'm fine.
I don't think we will. I think that's basically just music.
All right.
Okay.
Also, can we just talk about how good? I wish someone would do a daily show like he did Weekend Update. I always thought that was the best version of doing fake news, in that it was literally just a delivery system for stand-up.
Yeah.
And was not political. Because in the end, the problem that we now have is everything's Gamergate, bro. Everything is politics. And what I do love about Norm Macdonald, why I think he's the best, is politics is fuel. That's some people are immediately with you, some people are immediately against you. You can play with that. He's literally talking about wiener dogs and various sundries. You know what I'm saying?
But he could also and this is something, because I actually really like Colin Jost and Michael Che doing it, but he had a thing that they don't, which is he can't have that smirk of like, you don't know what I think about this. You have no idea where I stand on this issue, except for OJ. OJ, you knew exactly where he stood.
Well,
but everything else,
OJ,
he just had that beautiful, like, he had this joke that I read about today where he's like, in today's news, yippee, Jerry Rubin died. Oh, I'm sorry, I misread that. Yippee, Jerry Rubin died. That's just great.
Okay,
everyone's gonna laugh.
But that joke is so niche and weird too.
Yeah.
Because also, how many people in the 90s remembered what a yippee was?
Yippee! Everyone knows what yippee is.
No. You don't understand the joke.
Oh, I don't know who Jerry Rubin is. I just understand the structure is so fucking funny. I don't know any of that. It's just a great thing.
If you understand the joke, it's so much better. Jerry Rubin was the co-founder of a political action organization called the Yippies.
Oh.
Which is why that joke works, because it's not. He's reading it as "Yippee, Jerry Rubin died," when it is "Yippee, Jerry Rubin." Like that's why the joke.
So funny. Oh, that's so fun. Because even on its own, just a celebration, like I'm still so, but it's a somber moment. That's what I thought it was. That's fucking great. That's so good.
Which is it's such a weirder joke. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was one of the Chicago 7. How did you not know who Jerry Rubin is?
I don't know anything about the Chicago 7. I didn't watch that movie because Sacha Baron Cohen's accent annoyed me.
That movie was great. And also, but that's what Abby Hoffman sounded like.
Abby Hoffman?
Like everyone's his actual,
just annoying.
I got into a giant argument with old Carl Donnellier about it. His accent was sort of hit and miss, and I was like, no, that's what Abby Hoffman had an exaggerated fake weird voice because he was a weirdo. And then everyone's like, what? And he's like, yeah, you understand, like that trial must have been so annoying for some of the actual political organizers, because then you have Abby Hoffman and Jerry Rubin just showing up dressed as cops to court.
Great.
They tried, one of them I think tried to change their name to the judge's name. Or like wanted to be referred to as the Right Honorable so that they could go your Honor, and I think it may have been please refer to me as Your Honor. So if they went Your Honor, it'd be like, you mean me or the judge? Like they did so much crazy stuff. Oh, Ace, wonderful.
All right, here's some classic Norm OJ material.
Potential jurors for the O.J. Simpson case were asked to fill out a 75-page jury questionnaire this week. In the entire state of California, only one person got a perfect score. Xiao Ming Wu, who after the trial plans to attend Caltech.
Pause.
By the way, you can now purchase.
Okay, this is going to take us forever to get through because I'm just going to talk about the structure and the dynamic and why it works.
Yeah.
Why that works is I don't think that kid was famous in any way. It was simply the why in the way that he did. And put that back up. The runner of Frank Stallone. There's so many things where he just invented or just went, it's this. Hit this. This is amazing.
Purchase a bronze statue of the Juice for only $3,395. And for an even $5,000, you can buy one that Al Cowlings has kissed the ass of.
Al Cowlings was the guy driving the Bronco on that day.
That's right. It was, and very famously, it was AC and OJ. And one time during July celebration, someone shot off fireworks that sounded like a gun, and he stood in front of OJ. He basically and Al Cowlings and Bob Kardashian both like people described it like had a friend crush on OJ. Like they loved him.
Wow.
Al Cowlings never spoke to him after the verdict.
He was really broken up about it. He couldn't get himself to believe it either way. But I think from what I heard, he was coming around to the idea like, oh my God, he must have. We're getting an Ashley update. The bus is disgustingly full. How many masks? How many masks, Ashley?
How many hotties?
How many sweet butts?
Yeah, how many numbers are you going to get from all the cool dudes and dudettes that are sitting in those seats? What's your name, Chloe? How about we get coffee when we get back to London in your hotel room?
Hi there. I'm smashly banging.
Yeah.
We're going to have a good night. Let's just put this nice little duvet over us. A little bit of privacy.
Oh my God. If Ashley ends her celibacy on the night megabus from Glasgow to London, I will microwave my own foot.
That sounds hot.
What happens if you microwave your own foot?
Nobody bangable. You can't microwave your own foot because it won't turn on without the door shutting. Excuse me. Not a single bangable person on the overnight bus from Glasgow to London.
Streak continues.
Unbelievable.
Streak continues.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's unbelievable that the streak has continued.
She does have a blanket though. Oh, she's getting weird tonight.
Yeah, perhaps just by herself. You know what I mean? Just a little. Make sure you get 2 seats to yourself.
Yeah, spread out. Driver said masks are compulsory, but there's a decent chunk of people not wearing masks. Go England.
Here's my question. Are you going to tell them put on a mask? Because I'll tell you what I did in the customs line. There was a guy in front of me, mask at the nose, Orthodox Jewish gentleman. I don't know why that's important. It's not. It's just painting the picture. And he was just staring at me with his nose over the thing like this. And after a certain point, I just went, well, the first part is I pointed at my nose and I went, that can't be good. If someone's seeing this in other place, I'm looking exactly the way people think I should be behaving. And I went, dude, pull up your mask. And he his face was that face you get in those situations of, oh shit.
Yeah.
I'm wrong. I don't want to admit it. And he pulled it up and was like, but I was like, no, I don't want to see your nose. Shut it down.
Yeah. Also a terrible thing to say to a Hasidic Jewish person. If I was you and the whole conversation revolved around not wanting to see someone's nose, I would have purposely left out that they were Jewish.
I need you to go. I can't bring up. You look through the chat. First of all, Ashley's got a situation. Chris, Ashley has a situation.
Oh, hold on. What do we got? I'm anxiously waiting for someone to tell me to get out of my seat because they've reserved it. Ooh, yeah, that's always a nightmare.
I just
some people reserved, some haven't.
Oh, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. Also,
good news though. Sometimes Twitches is only 2 seats behind. She's gonna meet you in the toilets. Those gross ass toilets.
Meet him in the bus. Oh no. I remember once getting on a overnight mega bus and they said the toilet was broken, but they have bags. And I remember being like,
God.
I live in hell. I live in hell.
We've got bags. Everything's gonna be fine. Descard says, I work on the trains in the UK. Hardly anyone wears masks anymore. That country, man. I gotta say, I'm very impressed with British Columbia. People are fucking doing it.
I'm not.
I saw people turned away from restaurants yesterday because we got the vaccine passport thing now.
So what does that mean?
We can't let you in. You got to show proof of vaccine.
Great.
And if you don't have it, then they won't let you in.
Did you see that the Alberta premier, Alberta, which is a very right-wing province in Canada, their health minister had to come forward and go, yes, us saying COVID was over this summer was a mistake. We will be getting a fourth wave.
Yeah.
And the premier was sort of like, well, maybe we won't. And it's like, no, you will.
Jesus Christ. These people are jerks. Well, one thing's for sure. 2 of the people in our chat are going to be getting off on a megabus tonight. That's excellent.
Oh, which 2, though?
It's Ashley and sometimes Twitches. They're together at last.
Are they actually? Are they actually together?
Twitches isn't there. Hey, Beardy, what's going on? I was coming back from London overnight back to Dundee, and the toilets were overflowing. They were leaking blue liquid into the alley. Oh my God!
I wonder if he had any bags.
Don't worry, folks. I'll bag this up for you.
No, it was England. It was clearly implied. No, folks, don't worry. You can shit into a bag and then hold the bag.
Okay, let's watch this next.
O.J. Simpson's new fitness video was released this week, and hitting the shelves next week, Simpson's newest video, Dwarf on Stalking.
Oh, this is the early stuff. No idea what that means. Let's skip forward.
Them as well.
Can we just talk about how Norm Macdonald looked like a matinee idol? My God.
Right? When he was so skinny and handsome. I mean, he was handsome for the whole time.
I will say, by the way, Weekend Update is one thing. No one talks about how good the Norm Show was. He had a sitcom for 3 years called The Norm Show, which was...
Yeah, that's right.
The premise of which was he was a hockey player that had the gambling problem, so he became a social worker.
Yeah.
And Nikki Cox was in it, and she was a ex-lady of the evening.
Ooh.
And it was supposedly so he could just say that word on ABC at 8 p.m. and be completely allowed. He also had a wiener dog that he called Wiener Dog. Oh, so good.
Did you ever watch Norm's sports show?
I watched like one episode of it, but the problem is it was so sport. Like, I'm going to say it. Too much sport.
It was fucking great. As a big sports fan, just so nice to see 25 minutes, 22 minutes of sports jokes. Bang, 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 bang. No patter, no nothing. Just nonsense. The only part that hasn't aged well is he says, "Ooh, what do you think about that disappointed Bill Cosby?" And he would cut to footage of Bill Cosby just looking disappointed and shaking his head. That's the only part. The rest of it holds up.
The one thing that I wish I love the Norm Sports Show for is it brought us his second of 2 great stand-up specials. Me doing stand-up
that was what I listened to when I found out he died. I put on Me Doing Stand-Up.
I put it on right away. I put it on
the opening joke.
He was on what is it? It's about cancer, the bowel cancer. Yeah.
Wait, it opens with "Isn't it good to be alive?" I'd say being alive is about the goodest thing there is, but only because it's so bad to be dead. It's not like life's so fucking great. It's just.
I mean, for me, it was the serial killer bit. What's in this bag? It's a cheese sandwich. I got loads of them in this weird looking van over here.
By the way, van over there, the craziest looking van you've ever seen.
Yeah, it's loaded for bear with cheese sandwiches.
Yeah. By the way, you don't actually have to fill the van with cheese sandwiches unless you want to be known for your detailed work.
There's so much to that guy who's just like, this is very good. You are very good at this, aren't you, Norma?
That whole Janice thing is fucking great. Then I'd take her out to that shed and I do that thing that makes me feel like God.
It's also what's crazy is he never and then I bury her in a very deep grave.
Very deep grave.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And Me Doing Stand-Up, check it out, guys. For me, it's a top 5 comedy special.
I would put both his and then his Netflix one in the top 10. Oh my God. Because he has that bread joke. That's one of his oldest jokes ever, which is his joke about I was eating at home, but I wanted to make it feel like I was at a restaurant. So I made a pork chop, but before I ate, I just ate a whole loaf of bread. There's a famously apocryphal. We will get back to this clip eventually, ladies and gentlemen. We are just
Let's get big until then.
There's an apocryphal story of after he had gotten Letterman the first time. I don't know if this is true, that he was doing a shitty Yuck Yucks gig, like in New Brunswick, and like realized he had a career in America, like while he was on stage. Like he was basically like, I don't need to fucking be here. I'm out of here. Like, and like barely like fucked up, like just left. He was like, I'm done. See ya.
Nice. Yep. He lived it.
Oh,
LMA, thank you so much for the subscription.
Oh.
Baby. LMA, you're excellent. Truggy extraordinaire.
Truggy.
I was reading Cliff Nesteroff tweeted some ads from early Norm Macdonald shows. And weirdly, the way that they all describe them, these are all Canadian shows. Oh, good to know. Ashley Manning coming in. My seat is secure with nobody next to me. Oh, baby. That's a jackpot.
Get those shoes off. Get those feet up on the seat.
That's a
Get
jackpot.
snugged.
Yeah, don't feel bad about putting your feet on the seats of a megabus. Much worse has been on that seat.
I wonder if someone has ever had
a baby on a megabus?
Made love on a megabus.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
No.
That's a guarantee. I've seen blowjobs happen on megabuses.
No.
Yeah.
More than one?
Yeah.
2?
Yeah, 2 or 3 probably.
3?
Yeah. They're a nightmare.
I've taken a megabus back from Liverpool more than once. Yeah, brutal stuff.
Wapchop says, I thought Irish Fear said John had cerebral palsy. John?
No, we were talking about Tim Renko, who does
have cerebral palsy and is an incredible comedian.
That's what we said in it. I made the point that I can make fun of Tim because he's objectively doing much better in life than I am.
Yeah. This is the only time when it's punching up.
Yeah. Oh, and it feels so weird. Anyway.
What's up, Major Caleb? Oh, so the Norm Macdonald listings, they had him listed as a political comedian doing current Canadian politics material.
What?
Yeah. Doing spot-on impressions. He was known as an excellent impressionist and a political comedian, and that's when he was new.
I don't believe any of that. I think they just wrote something. Because he showed up. He didn't... So I knew the club owner of the club in Ottawa, which is one of the places where I started. I got a lot of early breaks. Knew him because he also started at that club. We started in the same town. And he apparently didn't start until he had an hour that he thought worked. So he just came back every Monday, and it was the 80s when they just needed people. So he came back and he just had a new 10. And Howard Wagman told the story of it, like when he got to like 40, he was like, "Oh, we can get this guy to headline," and then they just got him to headline.
That makes sense.
Ooh, thank you for following, Major Caleb, and boom, there that goes there.
Ooh, Major Caleb. Well, let me show you the files. I just found it. Let's take a look. You tell me. So, is that showing up? Can we read that?
Yep.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
So Ottawa, Gloucester High School. Oh my God. Gloucester, by the way, is a portion of Ottawa on the east side that had a lot of soccer fields that a friend of mine worked at.
Oh, weird. Your friend worked at soccer fields?
Yeah, his dad was a scout for various football teams back in England, but for Canada.
Okay.
And so he would just get weird jobs in the summer working in various soccer fields.
Nice.
Ooh,
so
that's
just about how smart he is. But here's this one. His material is topical and intelligent. Though most of the laughs are long and loud, a joke that was hit at the early show seems to fly above the heads of the people on the late show. Macdonald is doing a vignette from Shakespeare's Julius Caesar as it might be done by Archie and Edith Bunker. Beware the Ides of March, he squeals, as a great Edith Bunker imitation. But the blank faces and near silence that greets the material quickly tells Macdonald that the only Caesar this crowd knows about comes in a glass with a celery stalk. John's gone. John left. John can't take these hot takes on a young Norm Macdonald. If any of you are fans of Norm Macdonald, that's a wild thing to have read about him, right? Absolutely nuts. All right, well, John's gone. Here's what we're going to do. We are going to keep watching some Norm clips because I love him and I'm allowed. You're still here, Ashley. I'm so glad that you're doing well. Ashley, thank you so much for joining us. Give us any updates on the bus. Let us know how it's all going. You're missed on stream. Although your lack of knowledge of Norm Macdonald is not a boon.
Troubling. We went. Was O.J. Simpson high on speed the night of the murders? Absolutely not, said defense attorney Johnny Cochran today. And a simple test of any of O.J.'s blood found at the crime scene will prove it.
That's top-notch stuff. That's
That is
top-notch
very good
stuff.
stuff. Also, if everyone wants to see my mom chopping, I'm in the kitchen. I'm going to move my body. And there she's right there.
Ah, Joanne!
Chris says hi. Ah, my headphones. Yeah, this feels like a stream you two needed to have without me, to be fair. No, actually, you need to learn about Norm Macdonald. Also, I just got a warning saying the internet may crap out, so I may end up back outside.
Okay,
But
no
we'll keep
worries.
going for a bit.
All right, cool. Are you on your computer now, or?
That's right.
Oh, nice one. That was a pretty smooth transfer there, bud.
Yeah, the StreamYard on my StreamYard just crapped out so hard outside for a second as it does, and it was the perfect opportunity to sneak right inside.
Hell yeah! I took the opportunity to watch more jokes.
I mean, let's watch some more Norm Macdonald. Also, can we talk about this? Johnny Cochran, it's something about in my head is he's still what I think of as a lawyer.
Yeah.
Which, in a weird way, is such a victory for civil rights that in my head, a very good lawyer is a black man with ludicrous glasses.
Mhm.
That's a huge win.
Especially on a team filled with white lawyers.
Oh, who gives a fuck about Rob Shapiro and F. Lee Bailey?
For sure, but it's not like he wasn't surrounded by him. You know, he stood out not just as a solo lawyer, but in a team of white guys. That's amazing.
I know, but it's also he was very smart in that all of their assistants and all of their like legal stuff all came from Cochran and Associates.
One of my favorite moments from the dramatization that Netflix did was when they redid OJ's house full of African stuff. I don't know how true that was. Loved it. Absolutely love that move.
Very true. Johnny Cochran wins cases. I got news for you. Also, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, they left his office exactly the way it was when he died as tribute, and that's so weird to me.
So weird. That's the thing parents do when their kid dies. They're just like, no, we can't touch it. It's all got to be the same.
By the way, if you want, and the reason why we're talking about OJ is we're about to watch a lot of OJ jokes because Norm is great. Also, can you, just because I'm worried about my internet, can you get ready and see if there's instead of watching Norm, let me throw this out there. See if instead of watching Norm SNL clips, which everyone is going to watch, can we focus on his oft dismissed, but I feel almost superior, The Norm Show, and of course, Dirty Work clips.
Dirty Work totally stands up. Absolutely hilarious movie. I don't know how it is in clip form, but we'll find out.
I mean, we're going to find out. I want to see Don Rickles talk to ice cream in Artie Lang's belly. One of the funniest fat jokes I've ever. Ice cream, are you having fun down there? So dismissive. Also,
apparently
by the way,
not scripted.
They flew Don Rickles in and just said insult these people, and the problem that they had was Don just kept insulting Norm Macdonald and Bob Saget. Bob Saget was the director, and just kept just making fun of Bob Saget as a director. Like apparently he showed up on set, got out of the car, and went, "Bob, I just saw Marty Scorsese. I told him I'm going to do a movie with Bob Saget in Toronto." Martin Scorsese, he said, "Well, who's directing?" I said, "Bob Saget." The man grabbed his chest. "Bob, you're a Jew. What are you doing in Toronto?" And like that, apparently this took all day. Like they were behind because Don would not make fun of them in character. He would just be like, and they're like, "What are we?" And also no one would confront him about it because it's Don Rickles and he's just a very nice old man. Oh, let's watch this right now. I saw what you brought up. Oh, this is so. Oh, look at you, you baby gorilla. This is so good.
Gentlemen, members of the National Office are coming here tonight for their annual inspection of this theater. Right now, I'm going to explain to you my managing style for the benefit of the new guys. So there you are, Tubby. Yes. Look like a bucket of lard on a bad day. You baby gorilla. Why don't you work a zoo and stop bothering people? Got a call yesterday from Baskin Robbins. They said that they're down to only 5 flavors. Swelling up as I talk to you. Look at you. How's it doing?
Oh, we got raided.
I got it.
Yeah,
I think I got it.
Welcome, Raiders video.
Trying some raid. Welcome to the Untitled Twitch stream with John, Chris, and Ashley. Stick around and give us a follow. You are awesome.
Oh, that
That's
pause
good,
is a
clean
real nightmare.
fun.
It certainly is. Welcome, Raiders. We are paying fitting tribute to Norm Macdonald by watching some of his great clips. Can we quickly just talk about this? How much
Norm
money
Macdonald
would you... It's Norm Macdonald Day. Also, there's Chris Farley's younger brother right there. Dirty Work was Chris Farley's final movie.
That's right.
And by the way, the craziest part of this, of all of the people on screen right now, if you told me that Artie Lang made it longer than Norm Macdonald, like,
holy shit, I hadn't thought about that.
yeah,
Oh my
I
god.
hadn't until right now. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, please, can you, okay, I'm sorry.
Real quick,
I'm gonna,
thank you so much for following Baron Snowhand. Welcome to the Troggies. Sorry, you were saying real quick?
I was just gonna say, let me just bring it up. I just want to show everyone what Artie Lang looks like now.
Jesus Christ. Oh, Empty Salad, thank you so much for following. Welcome to the Troggies.
Bum 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 bum. You are a Troji.
Suck my beard dry.
Look at this man. That's Artie Lang now.
Jesus, yeah, his nose collapsed, basically.
No,
was bitten off by a Saigon whore, to quote Dirty Work.
All hail piss bets. Artie Lang lost his nose because he was grinding up pills with the bottom of a glass salt shaker, and it the glass salt shaker snapped, and shards of glass mixed in with the powder he was snorting, and then he snorted all of that powder and destroyed his nose.
Artie, come on, man. Come on.
Doesn't that one really hurt to hear about? You're like,
oh,
oh,
Jesus, buddy.
The schnoz, huh? Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, Artie Lang.
Yeah.
He's fucking great in this movie, though.
Oh, my God. What a pap. What does that mean?
I don't know. I don't think it's a compliment.
Either way, let's watch more of Don Rickles making fun of these guys. Oh, this is fantastic.
I'm running around. What are you laughing at? Because I called your friend a fat pig, huh? You think that's
Oh, no, I was just laughing earlier when you were talking to his belly.
Don't bother anybody. Got a personality like a dead moth. Okay, the fun's over. Anybody messes this thing up for me tonight is through. Not only are you fired, your life is over. I'll see to it that you never work again and that you wind up tearing tickets off in Kuwait. Salam alamala, kalamala, and everybody's sucking sand. Nobody messes.
What?
It's a hell of a time. It's a hell of a time.
Oh my God! There still is nothing better than Don Rickles' weird impression of Mexican people, which I never understand. Which is, there's a Mexican guy here. Turn on the television. What stereotype is he playing on with that?
No idea. No clue.
Yeah. What a cheap hotel. Staying at this hotel. You know how they air condition this hotel? There's just a gay guy on the roof going, "Whoo." This is the thing with Don Rickles' really offensive comedy that's incredibly inappropriate. Is it makes you always go like,
makes sense.
That's not a stereotype.
Or possible.
Yeah, it's just, that's why I think that he's his stupid, weird insult comedy aged better for no other reason than everyone could be like, well, he was joking, because I don't think he knew what the stereotype, like he'd be like, oh, we got a Thai person here. You know what that means? Everyone's going to be wearing shoes. And they're like, what? Yeah.
Hide your corn cobs. What?
Yeah. The idea of an insult comedian, but he has no, oh, we got an accountant here. You know what that means? He's got a lot of tattoos. What? No. I love the idea of the worst roaster in the world. He just has no references anyone understands.
That's a very fun. All right, that's a sketch we'll do. Can someone commission us for a sketch show so we can just do that?
I mean, I'm just going to bring it up. I'm just going to bring roasting to this This Dada is roasting. Oh,
this is one of my favorite scenes. This is where Norm advertises his dirty work business.
Oh my God. Lord knows I have. Pause. We're gonna play a second game. Pause.
Okay.
I want everyone to guess who appears in this scene that is currently being sued by a newscaster. In real life, someone who is in this scene, I'm pretty sure, is currently being sued by a newscaster. Let's see if we can find it together, guys.
Oh, I'm wondering now.
This is a fun game.
I'm Anton Phillips, president of Phillips Motors. We'll return in a moment.
Oh my God, Dave Keckner's in this?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm right here with you live.
Looks exactly the same.
Oh my God, he certainly does.
Like this 1-year-old Cadillac DeVille, priced right at $36,000, fully loaded. V8
For DeVille, that's very expensive for a used car, by the way.
Mhm.
Hey, the trunk looks kind of small there, Anton.
This is live. I'm on live TV. Trunk's fine. As you can see, friend, it's not small. It's a big trunk. I'll show you right here.
Well, you got a dead hooker in the trunk.
It was a dead hooker. It wasn't a dead hooker.
Well, I know a dead hooker when I see one.
What's happening? Hey, folks, come on
Hey,
down.
hey, here's another dead hooker in this truck. Oh my goodness!
What are you doing?
I've never seen so many dead hookers in all my life.
Lord knows I have.
Hey, look, there's Mitch on TV.
Oh, yeah. There's Mitch.
And there's the Saigon whore that bit my nose off.
These are nice cars. These are luxury automobiles. I got a whole place. They're fully loaded.
They're loaded with dead hookers.
Don't shoot this. This is not part of the commercial.
If some jerk making your life miserable, you want revenge, call 555-0187 and let us do your dirty work.
And we're clear.
Oh my God, Beardy Noise doesn't know what this.
Well. We meet again. Nose biter! Time to pay the fiddler, whore!
Oh my God, that is. I didn't even remember that part. All right, so who do you think is being currently sued by a newscaster? And then I will explain to Beardy Noise what that was.
Well, it can't be Norm because he's dead. It can't be Chris Farley because he's dead. Is it the guy who said, was that Boyce?
It's Boyd Banks. That is Boyd Banks. And were you going to say?
I was going to say, is it Boyd?
It's Boyd. 100% it's Boyd.
So funny.
Boyd Banks currently being sued by a newscaster because he licked a newscaster during a live news broadcast when comedians were trying to fight for their royalties when Just for Laughs tried to take them away. Not Boyd's finest moment. Beardy Noise. This is from Dirty Work, which if you haven't seen, I really recommend in terms of a really fucking crazy, bizarre, oddly good, but kind of shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Movie from the 90s. It's basically it's that and Half Baked both exist in the same universe and they were made at the same time and were basically ruined by editing. It's just Dirty Work. The premise and like some of the some are so good.
Yeah, some of the jokes are incredible.
There's a runner in it that's I'm not even going to tell you because I think you might like it. Listen, if you enjoyed this program which features two people heavily influenced from this type of comedy, I think you would enjoy it as well. But please, everyone, do yourself a favor, watch Dirty Work. Have you found anything from the Norm Show? Do you have any more Dirty Work clips? Because I assume we're ending with the Letterman set where he cried. I assume we have to. That's the last.
Yeah, we'll do some Conan. We'll do some Conan bits.
We have to watch The Moth. We have to watch The Moth.
I watched The Moth on the afternoon one, but we can watch it again. It's fucking perfect.
Yeah.
And
I mean, also when he gives Conan his present for hosting the Tonight Show. Have you seen that?
That's the one that I posted in my tweet when I was like, "What a fucking shit!" It makes me laugh so hard.
Just how long the card is? Oh my God.
Well, and just the idea of doing that to somebody is such a fucking hilarious way to joke.
Well, here's
with
the
your
thing
friends.
that a friend of mine wrote in one of my many WhatsApp groups I'm a part of, and he wrote he was the last comedian that actually was speaking truth to power, which what he was sort of meaning is it didn't seem like Norm liked anyone but David Letterman. Like he was very
and Conan.
combative.
He did love Conan, but that was it.
Eventually, but early Conan, he is very combative with Conan.
But that felt like their dynamic though, because Conan is waiting. He knows that some chaos is coming, and that's why he would let him sit in with the other guests. That Courtney Thorne-Smith one, I rewatched that earlier today. Let's watch that. You're gonna have to find the Norm show stuff because I haven't watched it in so long, so I don't know what's good about it. So let's watch the Courtney Thorne-Smith one right now.
Was that Bored? Too bad.
Patty,
Oh
you're gonna love Dirty Work. You're gonna love it.
What? Oh my God! Do we just do a watch along? Wait a minute. Wait a fucking second. We have a Twitch stream. We can't do it today because I have dinner. I'm having dinner with my mom at 7. I already told her that we'd have dinner at 7, so I can't do it today. I can't break plans with my mom.
No, God no.
Do we do a watch along to Dirty Work at some point?
Let's do it with the patrons.
Deal.
We can do it on Discord, and that way we don't get dinged for copyright stuff.
I declare it.
And I have it downloaded. I have it on my hard drive.
Suck my beard dry. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to be part of the Dirty Work Watch Along, which we will be holding sometime soon. We will work out a time to do it so everyone can be there. And we will all watch along together. All patrons of any ranking can be a part of that. Great idea, Chris. Great idea.
Yeah, we'll pick a day that Ashley's here.
Oh my God, 90s Conan. Look how somehow older he looks there.
Yeah, his face has a lot of age to it in that. He's got a little bit of whiskey face. He's got a little bit of Alec Baldwin face. Not anymore.
Who, Conan?
Conan, yeah. Not anymore. Now he's a slick wax doll.
Although that said, I do miss bearded Conan a lot, but COVID Conan was the worst Conan. Just long hair and so bloated.
Yeah, he didn't look well. He did not look well.
Just think in this scene right here, I know what you're all wondering. Which one of these men, when this was filmed, was having sex with Lisa Kudrow?
I know.
Conan O'Brien.
Yeah, he was.
It's suspected that that's one of the reasons why they kept just renewing his weird 2-week contracts, is because the executives didn't want to have to go tell Lisa Kudrow that they fired her boyfriend.
Such a good, and I love that they are like old friends and still very close. Like, did you watch his episode with her when he was at Largo?
No.
That's where they did their improv class together. That was his first class thing, and they were the people apparently that they looked. You know, when you start doing stand-up and you look around and there's a couple people where you go, we're in this for the same thing, and I like what you're doing. And then you find it with them. Lisa Kudrow and Conan were each other's that.
I was like that with Milo Yiannopoulos and Steven Crowder.
That sounds right. Oh, Steven Crowder tweeted about how Norm Macdonald was his biggest influence. I wanted to punch my computer.
Yeah, Steven Crowder. For those who don't know who Steven Crowder is, he's a bad comedian that I started with, and he's gone on to be a YouTube fascist.
Mm-hmm.
Who, by the way, and never forget this, had lung surgery and then smoked cigars on YouTube like a week later, and then had to be rushed to the hospital because he nearly killed himself.
I gotta go to the bathroom. You keep telling the story. I'll be back in.
He literally came back online and was very upset that people were making fun of the fact that he gave himself fluid in the lungs by smoking cigarettes. No way. I thought you were doing a bit. Oh, Patty, you didn't know that Lisa Kudrow and Conan used to get it on? They did. I hope you're all doing well, by the way. I'm having a absolutely lovely time in Canada. Went for a little run. Gonna get on the old longboard. Have I bought elbow pads? Yes, I bought elbow pads today. No. The Crowder thing, 100% true. 100% true. I don't know if he came, and then there was a huge amount of backlash and people making fun of him. I don't know if he responded to that, but I do know that they, oh yes, exactly. It is phenomenal, isn't it, Tiger? It's a great time. It's always nice. I'm spending my morning coming my broken-armed boyfriend to hospital. Oh no, beardy noise. He is a fucking nub, isn't he? Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that beardy noise. There is truly nothing more dreadful than the wait in the A&E or emergency room, waiting room. There is never, ever. Thank you. Because I just said, what the F? I don't know. These things happen. There's never, ever anything you can do. You're always like, should we get something to eat? Yeah, but what if they call my name? Well, I'm very hungry. And then you just end up sitting there watching the worst TV. Oh, I think stupid thing just absolutely gave up the ghost. This is so bizarre. Are we back? Sorry, everybody. For some reason, it's showing as 0 on StreamYard. So I have a feeling something just happened between Twitch and StreamYard. So hopefully, okay, you are back. Oh, thank God. Oh my God, I was so scared. I was just like, we're having such a nice time.
We are having a nice time.
The Twitch, StreamYard gave up the ghost and stopped for a second, but we're now back.
Hilarious.
It's literally restarted over at at like 1:21, so this is not going to be split into 2 halves, I guess. I don't.
Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, that's weird.
I really hate that. Hey, what are you gonna do? Is it just still an image of John or anyone else? I hope not.
Let's see.
We should be back. Carmel Steve is doing okay. And if Carmel Steve is doing okay, then everyone knows. As the old saying goes, as Carmel Steve goes, so does the Twitch stream.
Indeed.
We've definitely lost some of those goddamn questing time fuckers, but you know what? They weren't able to resolve and stick.
Miles, Steve. We did. We lost a bunch of them, but excuse me.
If you, hang on, I'll just write it and then refresh.
Got it.
Yeah, there we go. Thanks, buddy.
No worries. I got the Twitch channel open on another tab.
So do I.
Oh, I see your mom.
Yeah, she just walked behind me.
Yeah, she did. Very cool. What were we saying?
Norm Macdonald, #1 best comedian.
Oh, nice one. #1. Oh, the Courtney Thorne-Smith thing. Let me see where it really begins.
Okay, so to explain, this is the period in time when they were trying to make Carrot Top famous. They were trying to make him a movie star. And Chris is frozen for me. I don't know if he's frozen for anyone else, but he looked. Oh, there he's back. It was so cute. You looked sleepy like a little cartoon dog. No, it's still just 2 Canadians. I'm waiting for the real star, Ashley. Sometimes she is on a megabus right now. I assume flirting. You mean the chairman of the board wasn't a fight?
There we go.
Yes. So we all knew that when the team thing was introduced, that Team Ashley was going to really take over. We were all well aware.
Yeah, there was no question.
Yeah, I don't know why I pushed for it so hard, but that's just because I'm a glutton for punishment.
All right, so here's one of the classics. I skipped the first few minutes because it sort of builds to the good stuff. And this is a young Conan O'Brien with a young Andy Richter and a young Norm Macdonald and a then relevant Courtney Thorne-Smith.
Still, by the way, the best late night set of all the late night sets. I love this era Conan set.
Oh, with the weird like felt walls.
Love it. Because it's all of my memories are of that wall. Tom Green coming on and hiding behind the because he came on as camo, urban camo, and it was all stuff that he could hide behind on the set. It was amazing.
I do not remember that. I will have to watch it.
Oh my God. Here we go.
I want to talk to you about something because this came up earlier in the show accidentally because I didn't know what Norm was going to talk about tonight. And it's best sometimes if I don't know. But he mentioned Carrot Top. You are making a movie with Carrot Top, right?
I made a movie with Carrot Top.
Okay.
That's
You've
the
made a
only
movie with
picture
Carrot
they
Top.
can
It's
find.
not out yet.
Oh
Can
my
you put a
God.
picture up of Carrot Top again, just so we can all see him. Oh, there it is again. Yeah. All right. Okay.
4
Wait a minute,
people.
She left Melrose Place to do a movie with Carrot Top?
That's where I'm going, my friend. This begs the question now. Why?
I love how excited Norm gets.
Well,
Why a movie with Carrot Top?
I mean, no, I don't know much
He's a
about
giddy.
Carrot Top. You know, I don't know much about him. I'm a little jealous because he's a red-haired comedian, and I felt like maybe you'd do a movie with me first, then move on to Carrot Top, then to Ralph Mal from Happy Days.
I will say this. I remember Conan
sort
being
of
more
the three.
charming.
There's an order in which you do movies with the redheads. What's he like, first of all?
He's extraordinarily sweet.
Nice guy.
He really is. And he worked very hard and he was adorable.
And he works with a lot of props and stuff.
Wasn't good.
Not in the movie.
Worked very
in the movie,
hard.
They took his props away?
They took his props away.
That's a bad time to suddenly take away everything you know about comedy. You know, you've been using props now all your life for comedy. Now we're going to take them away when you make your first movie. Was he okay?
I think
though?
Conan come across
He
like a
was
real
great. He
dick
did a
in this,
wonderful
actually.
job.
Do you have a scene where you and him embrace?
Yeah, lots of making out.
Oh, for God's sake.
Nothing but making out.
All right.
It's like 9.5 weeks.
Oh,
but
here we go.
we were doing.
Wow. I gotta check out that movie.
You can hear Norm clamor.
Go 9.5 seconds.
Like he's premature ejaculator.
This is what happened. You know what happened? He said 9.5 seconds, and I'm looking at him because I know there's more. And I wait, and I see the glimmer in the eye, and then bang! I thought you were going to, but no. But what's the movie going to be called? Really?
I know what it's going to be called.
Yeah, what's that?
If it's got Carrot Top in it, you know what a good name for it would be?
What's that, Norm?
Box Office
Box
Poison.
office poison.
She's in it.
What about my career?
Courtney Thorne-Smith, the girl sitting to your left.
Where is Courtney
is
Thorne-Smith
in the
now?
movie.
I'm going to go see it for fun.
Let's see.
After you steer everybody else away?
No, I love this girl. I would see any movie with this girl in it. She's a beautiful lady and a talented, nice talk show guest.
As evidenced by her appearance on our rival show. All right. Well, there's this 2-hour season finale of Melrose Place. There's this movie coming out.
Yes.
Title undetermined at this point.
Chairman of the board.
Oh, all right. Do something with that, you freak.
What? Oh, this is the best part.
I bet the board is spelled B-O-R-E-D.
Hey, D-Carb.
D-Carp. Oh my God, how you been, buddy?
He knew to come to the Canadians for some Norm Macdonald tributing.
Oh my God.
Oh my
just one of
God.
the best riffs.
Are we gonna watch
only
the
got-
Moth now?
We've only got half an hour left. So
We gotta
Moth
watch
and
the
then
Moth.
Letterman.
We gotta
Moth
watch
and
the
then
Moth. We gotta
Yeah,
watch the Moth. This is, you know how
Not
funny
all your
Norm
material
Macdonald
comes,
is? He's remembered from the Conan Tonight Show,
right?
Which
For multiple
like,
clips.
Yeah,
And that lasted what, 6 months? 8 months?
it was 8 months. I knew that was going to be a bad show. I knew that wasn't going to be accessed. The first week I did a comedy show. I was opening for someone in Canada. And all of these older people, 40s, 50s, 60s. And all they were doing, because they had just come out of a comedy show, were talking about how Conan O'Brien wasn't good on the Tonight Show. And I was like, oh shit, they're his audience.
Yeah.
I like the Seinfeld agree to disagree chat. I don't know what that is, D-Carp.
That's about whether or not Norm goes, you don't have any kids. And Seinfeld's like, I have 2 kids. I have a boy and a girl. And then Norm goes, agree to disagree.
I enjoy the Kojak impression of Norm that he did on the Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee.
I don't remember.
She's a hooker. Get it? Because it's his first day. It's like-
That's that. I mean, that's got the classic Cosby line in it, where Norm goes, "Yeah, that comedian Patton Oswalt said the thing that he hated most about this Cosby thing was the hypocrisy. Said it was the hypocrisy. To me, it wasn't the hypocrisy that bothered me. And Jerry goes, "No, you didn't. It wasn't the hypocrisy." He goes, "No, it was all the raping."
Yeah.
that was the worst part. The worst part was all the rapes.
Here is why, but again, this is when coming back to my friend's point about Norm Macdonald is that Norm Macdonald is very much just he is saying that last thing. He's like everyone else. Can you kind of dance around it? And then Chris or not Chris, but then Norm Macdonald literally just goes, "She's a hooker." You know what I mean? Like it's just that the next layer.
I'm saying he's a premature ejaculator.
Yeah, it's just so unnecessary. Oh my god, the story he told on Conan once where he kept swearing and he's like, "I'll tell a clean story." And I was staying in Las Vegas and Conan already starts panicking and I heard from the room, "Hurrah, hurrah, hurrah." It was these are not the words that Norm used. It was a little fella trying to get on the bed to sleep with a whore, Conan. He's just like No one knew.
No one knew. Even his family. No one knew he had cancer. I love there's a theory, and I actually believe in this one, that at the beginning of Hitler's Dog, Gossip and Trickery. Oh, John's frozen for me.
No, I'm here. You're frozen for me.
Oh, wild. We were both frozen. That's exciting. At the beginning of Hitler's Dog, Gossip and Trickery, because it just starts and he's sort of mid-show.
Yeah.
The last thing he says before he starts his first joke is, "No, it's the hypocrisy." So I think that he opened that show with the Bill Cosby bit from Comedians and Cars Getting Coffee. And then they cut it, but they left that little line just so that if you're a fucking nerd.
I think that's probably very very possible. And I love that. I listen, his special starts exactly the way I think every comedy show should. I don't want to see you walk out. I don't want to see your fucking god damn sketch. What I want to see, all I want to fucking see is your goddamn jokes. And now, Christopher, what I want to see right goddamn now is a moth story.
From the news, is that right?
No, some of my material my strongest material comes from real life.
Pause.
Like,
Already
for instance,
paused.
Today, I was driving in a car.
Why is he dressed like such a frumpy jerk with those weird shoes? With his, you know what I mean? Like there's just a level of not caring. It's also that thing. What I love about him is there is a certain amount of he is. How do I say this? He cared about Tonight Show and talk show appearances in the way that everyone else cares about having a movie, and it's just so goddamn nice. Like it's just
like him, Martin Short. They prepare. They come in and they're ready to kill on this show, and everyone else is like, "I've got a story about my dog," Who's the guy from? I hate this guy and I always forget his name, and I think that's why Hayden Thomas Church from Sideways.
Yeah, I don't understand why you hate the only good part of Spider-Man 3.
He just bugs me. I just don't like that guy. But he's on, and it made me feel justified. There's Thomas Hayden Church. Thank you. He has a Conan clip with Norm, and Norm spends the whole time just fucking with him while he shows a slideshow of his ranch, and he's got all these stupid jokes that he wrote, and Norm just annihilates him to the point where Church stops laughing. Church gets very mad about it, and it's fucking great.
It is so fucking funny. Oh my god! All right, hit this goddamn clip. Let's watch it.
You were kind enough to bring a car to bring this old chunk of coal here to the studio.
Oh yes,
please. We send cars for our guests.
Yeah. So I got in it, and I get material that way. So my driver.
What do you mean? How do you get material that way? You get in the car, and what happens?
My driver tells me a joke.
The driver we sent to pick you up told you a joke.
Yeah.
And you're going to tell it now on the show.
Yeah, that's how I get a lot of my material.
Okay.
Hey,
why don't we
David,
just
how
have
you doing,
him
bud?
on next time?
That guy. That guy. No, wait till you hear me do it. So the guy, he goes, I say, I'll be the guy.
Okay.
A moth goes into a podiatrist's office.
A moth goes into a podiatrist's office. Right?
You are correct. A moth goes into a podiatrist's office, and the podiatrist's office says, "What's the problem?" And the moth says, "What's the problem? Where do I begin, man?" He goes, "I go to work for Gregory Olinovich, and all day long I work." Honestly, Doc, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. I don't even know if Gregory Olinovich knows. He only knows that he has power over me, and that seems to bring him happiness.
I don't know if I should open this can of worms, but I will.
Okay.
When I was hurt, I watched a YouTube video that might have been an hour long, breaking apart this joke, and I only just remembered I did that when they explained where they think he got the name Gregory Olinovich is because Norman, like, this was so intense. It was literally like, well, we've seen a lot of tweets around and other times when Norm talked about Russian literature. So we think he really likes Russian literature, and he likes to like make his interests known by referencing them. So we think that's why he brought this up. And I'm just like, God damn, this is fascinating.
Well, I listened to his WTF because Mark Maron released it today. And so it's from 2011. And in it, he's talking about suffering from trying to find something to believe in. And he's like, I've been reading a lot of Tolstoy. And that guy was like, I thought Richard Pryor was smart. This guy knows everything. And he's like, but it all comes back to God with them. And so I'm trying to figure out how I can fit God into my life. Because if this guy loves it, then I'm missing out on something. So yeah, that tracks. He had a hard on for Tolstoy.
Lovely. All right, let's watch more Gregory
I don't know.
Olinovich.
I wake up in a malaise and I walk here and there. The podiatrist says, "Oh yeah." The moth goes, "Yes." And he goes, "At night I sometimes wake up and I turn to some old lady in my bed that's on my arm, a lady that I once loved, Doc." I don't know where to turn to. My youngest, Alexandria, she fell in the cold of last year. The cold took her down, as it did many of us. And my other boy, and this is the hardest pill to swallow, Doc. My other boy, Gregorio Ivanilidovich. I no longer love him. As much as it pains me to say, when I look in his eyes, all I see is the same cowardice that I catch when I take a glimpse of my own face in the mirror. If only the cowardice was stronger, then perhaps I could bring myself to reach over to that cocked and loaded gun that lays on the bedside behind me.
This is the Tonight Show.
And in this hellish facade once
How
and
long
for
a
all.
drive was this? Do you live in the valley? Where do you live? Please, sorry.
He says, "Doc, sometimes I feel like a spider, even though I'm a moth, just barely hanging on to my web with an everlasting fire underneath me. I'm not feeling good." And so the doctor says, "Moth, man, you're troubled. But you should be seeing a psychiatrist. Why on earth did you come here?" And then the moth said, "Because the light was on."
Absolutely beat the shit out of that one, didn't he?
Just nuts. Just nuts. It's like if the Aristocrats was funny.
Right. I never found that. I like that.
Congratulations to anyone who stuck it through to the end.
Here's why I always think that he liked Conan, just because, like, Conan doesn't seem to have enjoyed that. You know what I mean?
Oh, I disagree. Conan is like laughing. He's like annoyed and tense, but also excited to see where this goes. Because he was He always loved chaos from the start. That's like who Conan was.
See, I never thought Conan was a guy who like Conan always seemed like a bit of a want to be in control guy.
But I think that that's the character that he played to contrast the chaos that was around him on the show.
Oh, is that what happened, Chris? Is that what happened?
I think so, because he's a very, very smart man. Is our Conan O'Brien. He understands comedy to a level that only true loser nerds do.
I want you to know that I just farted, and the smell
like
is
a true loser nerd.
So many different things. It's
Your
very
mother
unnerving.
is in the room. Your
No,
mother.
she's not.
Oh, good. All right, fart away then. That's fine. Hey, Richard, what's going on?
Yeah, she's upstairs. Yeah. Well, I am.
Conan listed Norm as his favorite guest ever.
Really?
Yep. He loved it. He absolutely loved it.
Fascinating shit.
Yeah, he was having a blast.
Fascinating stuff. What do we got going on here? I do wonder who. Here's my question. So you just ruined the food with your fart, John. I did not. Speaking of waiting on a, but I don't know. I enjoyed it, but I don't know how to handle it. Handle what? The fart? Are you talking about the fart or the moth story?
What
is
chaos.
it?
She's talking about chaos.
Ah, yes. All right, let's watch the Letterman. I think this is the most fascinating thing. The other thing I do enjoy about Norm is the weird, unnecessary saying that a driver told him this story. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's clearly not true.
Yeah.
You thought this up, bro.
Yeah, and every time he goes on Norm's show, he tells old Bob Saget-esque roast jokes.
Oh my God, that's what we should watch at the end. Do we have time? Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we can do anything we want.
Yeah, we could. Let's watch the Bob Saget roast thing. Is what we should end on. That's Norm. I think Norm Macdonald.
Yeah, because that's fun. So we'll do the beautiful moment, and then we'll do
this
Letterman
man's
first,
for the birds,
and then we'll do that. Your neck's like a typewriter. Underwood.
Watching, I did my favorite line, and he didn't even understand it, which is what makes it even better. Is Jim Norton said, "Watching Norm Macdonald up here was like watching Peter Fonda pick blueberries." And Norm Macdonald said, "Goes, quite frankly, I don't know anyone who wouldn't like to pick blueberries with Peter Fonda."
That's why he's reading a newspaper on the dais. He just folds over the page like someone's dad and looks over confused.
Is he reading a newspaper? I
He's
didn't know
reading
that.
a newspaper the whole time he's on the dais. It's so funny.
Well, because the other part of that is that they thought Artie Lang was dead.
What?
Because he took Subutex, which is a opioid suppressor, so you won't take heroin.
Yeah.
And heroin.
Oh.
And didn't know that probably would cause some health problems.
I mean, he's Artie Lang. He's not a fucking scientist, guys. Let's take
this is the part. This is Chris. I want you to let me know when this really starts sounding like show business. So he can't get on the private plane to come be at the roast. So they just go and get Jeff Garlin to sit on the dais because it was the day of the roast and everyone had written fat jokes and they needed someone to say them to. So they just went and got Jeff Garlin.
Jeff, we're gonna pay you. Let's say 20, 30 grand. Patty, take care, buddy. You just sit there and take it on the chin while everyone calls you fat for a while. No problem. This is free curve. Come get me.
It's so good. It is so goddamn fun.
Oh, I didn't know we had that as a banner. I like that.
I made it because every time we're in we get into deep conversations a lot, and then someone says goodnight, and I want to be able to say goodnight to them, but I don't want to interrupt the flow, so we can just pop that up.
Very much. All right, let's watch. So this is Norm. In the last week of David Letterman's show.
Yeah, by the way,
he's the last comedian to perform.
David Letterman, by the way, never better than his NBC show or the last 6 months of his CBS show. Like, you really showed, you just didn't try for 20 years, you asshole.
Yep.
And I do love a bit of Letterman.
Love him. The Oprah feud is one of my favorite things in television history.
Oprah? Oprah.
Our next guest made his stand-up debut. I did not remember that. This man began his television stand-up debut with us 25 years ago.
Didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Very talented actor.
Oh my God. Everyone go watch Norm's Netflix show.
Ladies and gentlemen,
It's great. And his talk show on YouTube.
I forgot all about those.
They're great. It's just North.
Just him showing Judge Judy a fridge full of Red Bull.
Thanks, guys. Listen, I don't want to brag or anything, but me and Oprah are making the same money tonight. But the show has loosened up considerably. I noticed I was watching Oprah and Dave talking about weed and booze. And I don't do either of those. The hardest drug I ever did, LSD. I remember as a kid, I was like 16. And I remember they warned me. They said, hey, you got to be careful with that LSD on account of you can get a flashback. 10 years can go by, 20 years, 30 years, and a flashback will happen. So I thought, hey, that seems like a good deal. You tell me I buy a drug for $5, I eat it, I get high, and then 20 years later I get high again? That's not the point. I like to stretch my drug dollar. The point is this. 10 years have passed, 20 years have passed, 30 years have passed, and no flashbacks. What a gyp that turned out to be. Just more horse by the big acid companies. That's all it is. But I can't believe it's been a quarter century since I made my television debut. It was all different back then.
So much farting.
It was back then. I remember if you wanted to take a picture, you would use a camera, not a telephone. As a matter of fact, if you used the telephone, people would look at you odd. Just stay still like that. What about in the old days when they took pictures of you way back, you know, where they pulled that thing and exploded and stuff? I got a picture of my great-grandfather. The thing took 6 hours to take your picture, and it's a picture of my great-grandfather, one. They only had, every guy had one picture back then. And it's just him like... I gotta get back, feed them hogs. Who's gonna feed the hogs? Somebody gotta feed them hogs. Now, in the future, of course, it'll be different. 50 years from now, people will be going like, hey, you want to see 100,000 pictures of my great-grandfather? I got him right here, plus everything he did every day of his life. Hey, this occurred to me today. ID, which I had to show it again. There's a strange abbreviation when you think about it. I is short for I. And then D is short for dentification. They could have split that one up a little better, you know? But I watch the TV, I watch the news, make you afraid, the news, you know? Put all these stories on, Iraq, Iran, North Korea, you know, try to scare you, you know? But does it ever really scare
that rhythm.
you? Like, you ever wake up in the middle of the night, North Korea! That little tiny country across the ocean. I wonder if they'll get me. Plus, didn't MASH settle that like 20 years ago? Why'd I have to watch that stupid show? There is one country that worries me, though. Not Iraq, not Iran, not North Korea. The only country that really worries me is the country of Germany.
This bit's incredible.
I don't know if you guys are history buffs or not.
What's crazy is this was...
So dismissive.
In the early part of the previous century, Germany decided to go to war.
And who did they go to war with? The world. Had never been tried before. And so you figure that would take about 5 seconds for the world to win, but no, it was actually close. Then about 30 years pass, and Germany decides again to go to war, and again it chooses as its enemy the world. And this time they have that guy, that guy. I'm not even going to dignify him by saying his name, but I think you know what I'm talking. But you'd think at that point the world would go, listen, Germany, here's the deal. You don't get to be a country no more on account of you keep attacking the world. You know, what do you think? You're Mars? Anyways, listen, folks, this will be my last time on the David Letterman show, I understand. And you guys, we all know that David Letterman was the greatest talk show host who ever lived. But I remember Dave differently because the first time I saw him, I was 13 years old. I was living in.
Oh.
I was living in Toronto, Canada, and I went to a talk show they had there. And David Letterman was the stand-up comedian on the show. And I loved stand-up. And David Letterman did this joke that I told everybody this joke. I love this joke. It still stays with me as my favorite stand-up joke ever. So I'd like to do it for you if you'd like to hear it. Because I was on the street the other day and I saw a garbage truck, and on the back of the garbage truck there was a small sign that said, "Please do not follow too closely." Another of life's simple pleasures ruined by a meddling bureaucracy. Ladies and gentlemen. You remember the old days when Dad would pile the kids in the station wagon and we'd all go out and follow a garbage truck? So anyways, I'd just like to say, I know that Mr. Letterman is not for the mawkish, and he has no truck for the sentimental, but if something is true, it is not sentimental, and I say in truth, I love you. Oh my God.
Wonderful.
When he broke, for a second, I was like, oh, God damn.
That is the only moment of vulnerability you will ever see of Norm Macdonald.
Yeah, we literally got to watch a man live his whole dream.
Yeah. Opened and closed with his hero.
Yeah.
Now, stay tuned for James Corden.
Oh, can we please add that to our end of show video? Just the most disappointing, the most disappointing end to a beautifully emotional. I just am happy that was there because I was trying to figure out how to end that on a laugh, and I had no idea, and that is just perfect.
Ace, thank you,
Yeah,
Don
thanks.
Pardo.
Hey, I know you're all wondering, hey, is John a giant comedy nerd? Yes, I am. Don Pardo was the SNL announcer. That was someone else.
All
And
right.
If you get that wrong again, I'm putting this in your urethra this way.
You gonna put it in my Don Pardo? Norm roast.
How dare you not acknowledge that I left? How dare you?
You what? Who? You left? I didn't even notice. I was on the YouTube page. I've only got one screen here, bud.
It was Alan Coulter. Yes, it was.
It was Big Red. That's right. Thank you, Cheapo. Good to see you, by the way, Cheapo.
Yeah.
How you been?
El Cheapo. I always enjoyed Alan. There was a weird. David Letterman would go on weird runners. For example, the one time when he just kept asking Paul about the dudes in the song "All the Young Dudes" absolutely killed me. Now, Paul, what about these dudes? And then he would also always say, this was so long ago, this is like 2000, 99, 2000, and we can also never forget why Alan's not invited. And then it would just go to Alan in the booth like this. And it was just so yeah. Now, Paul, these dudes. Oh, I wish I cannot find that. This man's for the birds. Where
for the birds.
Has it been wiped?
No, it's right here.
Why has it got Gilbert? There we go. Oh, this is the best thing he ever did. I live this more than the David Letterman clip. Everyone, let's bask in awe in the greatest fuck you to a producer I've ever seen in my. I love this. This is the best. This is the best appearance. This is the best thing that's ever happened on a roast. Ever.
Yeah, easily. It's this Patrice O'Neill on the Shatner one.
But the Patrice O'Neill and the Shatner one is only good for the line, Captain Kirk, you're just an old racist.
Hair plugs look like black girl's pussy hair. This is spectacular. If you haven't seen it, you're welcome. If you have, you're welcome as well.
Stamos,
This man is for the
I
birds.
want to start with John Stamos, our esteemed roast master. John, well, John has a reputation for being a bit of a swinger. Did you know instead of an umbilical cord, John was born with a bungee cord?
The cutaways are amazing as well because no one knows how to react.
John likes the ladies. It's true. He has a one-track mind, and the traffic on it is pretty light. You know, John Stamos, it only takes one drink to get him drunk, but he's not sure if it's the 9th or 10th or 11th. And Cloris Leachman is here. Cloris?
Thank you, Tiger.
What?
He
Cloris,
clips. He
if people
clipped.
say
Stay
you're
tuned
over
for
the
James
hill, don't
Corbin.
believe them. Why, you'll never be over the hill, not in the car you drive. And Jim Norton of here is, of course, probably one of the most colorful characters I've ever met. Colorful personalities I know. You're green with envy, and you have a yellow streak down your back.
Also, just how hard he's bombing in the room.
Yeah, they
Greg
hate
Giraldo
it. They
is here.
hate it.
Now, of course, people always say that Greg's a bit of a skinflint, a little tight with a dollar. But I find him to be a real carefree guy. Yep, he doesn't care as long as it's free. That's what kind of carefree guy he is.
Did anyone else just hear someone just go, Jesus?
No, but Greg Giraldo, I'm just joking him. He has the grace of a swan, the wisdom of an owl, and the eye of an eagle. Ladies and gentlemen, this man is for the birds.
The timing of that is out of this world. This man is for the birds.
No, but I kid Greg Giraldo. You know, if I ever need a brain transplant, I don't know if they have those yet, but if I ever need a brain transplant, well, I would choose yours, Greg. And here's why. It's not because you're smart. It's because your brain has never been used. Susie Essman, of course, is famous for being a vegetarian. Hey, she may be a vegetarian, but she's still full of baloney in my book. I love Gilbert. And what I like about Gilbert Godfrey most of all is his neck.
I don't remember
Doesn't he
this.
have a great neck, folks?
So stupid.
Gilbert, your neck reminds me of a typewriter. Underwood.
Of course, Gilbert
Oh,
loves
wait,
it.
Gilbert, when you go to the men's room later, you'll see a sign that says, "Gentlemen, pay no heed, go right in." There's no room that says "scoundrel" on it.
This is scoundrel.
So now we come to Bob Saget. That's why we're all here. Bob? Bob, you have a lot of well-wishers here tonight, and a lot of them would like to throw you down one. They want to murder you in a well. Seems a little harsh, but apparently they want to murder you in a well. It says here on this card. No, but Bob has a beautiful face, like a flower. Yeah, cauliflower. No
Oh, I hope you guys are all not sick of me doing the runner of "This man is for the birds," and it says "murder you in a well" right on this card, because I will be doing that for the next year.
As you can see, he has wavy hair. It's waving goodbye on account he's going bald.
Jesus Christ. If you're listening, you can't see. He's just got this smirk. He's just staring at the audience like, yep, there's more.
No, I think that Bob
Oh.
is going to Ku Klux Klan.
Is it written on a card, Beardy?
And that's
Beardy
not
Noise has just
because
written
he's
BRB,
racist.
putting
He's not racist.
John on my list of people to murder in a
just
well.
that he'd look a
All
lot
and
better with
Ashley
a
Manning,
hood
who's not
over
here
his
tonight,
head
watching you guys dote on Norm is
account of his
adorable.
face.
Canadian roasts are the best.
No.
No, there are times when Bob has something on his mind. When he wears a hat. He thinks the English Channel is a British TV station and not a body of water separating England and France. Do you know that he has never slept with his wife? Isn't that odd?
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
He says that it isn't honorable to sleep with a married woman, even though she's married to him. And Bob isn't the biggest sports fan. I don't think I'm telling any tales out of school.
so
I took him to a ball game.
Is this what he closes on?
Toting a
think so, yeah.
double-barreled shotgun. You remember that?
Yes, it is.
You remember
I
that?
said, "What the H is that for?" Bob said, "I heard the Lions were playing the Tigers." You remember that? No, Bob is not a sports fan. He thinks that the Kentucky Derby is a hat and not a horse race that they race every year.
Richard Red has written, "I love Norman. I wish I could have seen this whole stream." Richard, there is a VOD, or you could listen to the podcast available where all podcasts are streamed. So in the end, Norm Macdonald, possibly the greatest comedian of all time, is dead. Why do I think he's the greatest comedian? Because again, that's way harder than doing what Richard Pryor, especially Richard Pryor, is one of those ones where it's like Richard Pryor is very good, but Richard Pryor's topics are fun. Like Norm Macdonald made profoundly unfunny things very funny, and not in a thing of they made us uncomfortable things we're aware of, but like the idea of having a goddamn a bit about Germany versus the world, like just the way that
so funny. What are you, Mars?
Yes.
Just as a fun little side note on that roast, where he got those jokes from was when he started doing stand-up. His dad bought him a joke book.
Oh, amazing.
To support him. and give him like a token. And so he got those jokes from that book, from when he very first started doing stand-up. Yeah,
He's
Norm
dying
Macdonald was a genius.
Oh, it's so fucking sad he's dead. But
yeah,
we continue
also,
on, and we have
the best cancer jokes.
Ironically,
yeah,
Yeah,
or
that's the other-
appropriately, because he had it when he recorded those. So,
yeah, because apparently it's been like it was like 10 years. I read in one
9
article.
years. They were saying, yeah, 9 or 10 years.
Holy shit!
So
Yeah.
everything over the last 9 years. That's been at the Late Show, all the Late Show stuff, both of his specials.
No,
Netflix.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Wait, when it is Me Standing Up 2012 or 2011?
I'm gonna check.
I don't. Beardy.
Me doing stand up.
Everyone go listen to Me doing stand up. If you're listening on the podcast, you're watching on the stream. Everyone, you all have homework. Go listen to Me doing stand up. It is
fucking good.
Fantastic.
It's muy fantastico.
Oh
no, so it was just before. It was 2011. It was just before he got his diagnosis.
before.
Or right, if it was 10 years, then it was it was right on the cusp. But yeah, it would have been right before.
Oh my God, yes, and we didn't even talk about him. All of his stuff on Twitter. Him live tweeting golf.
Golf, hockey, any sports game, a lot of football, predicting games. The best game predictor for a guy that lost all his money gambling 3 times.
Well, he didn't lose all his money gambling. He lost a shitload of money and then got it back. Although apparently one time threw a bunch of money in the ocean.
Oh yeah, I heard about that story too. Yeah.
The Joe Rogan story, which I always love, which he's on an airplane with Norm and they talk for 3 hours about how Norm's quit smoking, and then they get off and Norm immediately lights a cigarette. And Joe's like, "I thought you quit smoking." He's like, "Hey man, all that talking about smoking made me want a cigarette."
King Gio, this is because we are old school gentlemen, and it is not the concern of anyone else. We will take care of ourselves and have successful careers for 9 years before it gets us.
Are you saying that my uncle is also a Canadian hero? That's the only other Canadian I know of hiding a cancer diagnosis. Who else?
Alex Trebek.
He didn't hide it. We knew about it for years.
Hid it for a while.
Not the same.
That's true. Not right up until the fucking line.
Exactly. Again, and I know I bring this up every time, Alex. Neil Peart.
Oh, yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. Someone tell me Chadwick Boseman was Canadian.
Decarp, it will be posted in the Discord from the hospital.
You guys will never guess.
Yeah. Guess who was right?
All right. Your homework is me doing stand-up.
I'm really happy we did this. Hopefully those of you who didn't know who Norm Macdonald was. Hey, everyone, say hi to my mom again. There she is, right there.
Hey, Joanne.
By the way, someone who's not the biggest fan of Norm Macdonald, my mom. Is that right, Mom?
Well, you're putting me on the spot.
She
I love Norm Macdonald.
She just said. She just said.
We can hear.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I just want to point out she said put on the spot and then referred to him as Norm Macdonald's.
Also, if you do me doing stand up,
he had a hell of a farm.
The next book, EI Whoa. The next book you buy will be based on a true story. Norm Macdonald's fake memoir, the funniest thing I've ever read in my life.
Please, I listened to the audiobook and it's amazing because he does it it's not even written. The one I don't think was even read by him. Very exciting stuff.
So goddamn funny. You read it in his cadence, which is incredible. If you read the actual book, I didn't do the audiobook, but my fucking God. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you haven't followed us, give us a follow. If you listen to the podcast, subscribe and rate it. If you want to join the Patreon, do that. We're going to do a watch along of Dirty Work, Norm Macdonald's theatrical masterpiece, very soon. We're going to introduce Ashley Manning, who I honestly don't know how she's going to feel about it. I'm really looking forward to that.
I haven't watched that movie since I haven't watched that movie in this century, I'm going to say.
I rewatched it 2.5 years ago. Great.
Thank God.
Great. It's great. Ashley, Godspeed on your way to the embassy.
I mean, it's a full week of content. Norm Macdonald dying and then Ashley having to take a megabus and go to this embassy means that tomorrow is going to be a ripper. I'll be in the back garden again.
Hey.
Also, hey, everybody. If you are a fan of the Wrestle Review, I am headlining the Toronto Yuck Yucks with Dylan Gott this weekend, Friday and Saturday. I am doing shows in Toronto every day from now until Sunday. And then starting next Tuesday, I will be in my hometown of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. Go in the Discord. If you have anything you want to see, we'll be doing a full tour of my hometown. We're going to the Botanical Garden.
Yeah.
We can go to where that whole weird Truth or Day competition started in the it'll be East Coast time after 5 o'clock. I can walk into an elementary school playground. Can I? I don't know.
Can you take us to the car that's in the yard where your friend blew himself?
I can the people that where that happened, I can ask the people who live in that house, because the people who witnessed that are still in that house.
Can you get them on screen and get them to tell us their version of the story?
He won't come on screen because he has a thing in his
job.
life.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That
could affect. And that garage has been demolished, but that would be very exciting.
That would be great. I'm going to be tomorrow on the stream. Right after the stream, I'm going to be doing a viewing of an apartment in Victoria that I might be moving into soon.
Can you take us with you? Is this the scam apartment?
This is a scam apartment. So I'm going to need questions that I should be asking.
Great question. So yeah, in the Discord, places in Ottawa you would like a tour of, and also questions Chris can ask for his apartment viewing. Also, well, guys, this is a great stream. I'm going to go have dinner.
Very funny. Yes, he omitted a lot of details due to the company in the room, which I totally understand.
I always like when people throw stuff in your face where you're like, yeah, I know what I was doing too. Like, what are you talking about?
All right, who are we rating? We've got My Gun is Huge, we got Sean Morley, and we got Paleontologizing. Or if there's someone that the chat recommends, we're always looking for new people.
What's paleontologizing?
We rated him a little while ago. He's a paleontologist, and he talks about dinosaurs.
I think that we need to rate a paleontologist.
1 bedroom.
The gentleman's move.
Just Betsy.
How does your wife feel about the fact that she's living with? I assume she's staying with her parents, and you're about to get a 1-bedroom apartment.
She's so excited for me. She's she loves it. She's all support, man. It's wild. Yeah, it's gonna be good. Okay. Sometimes Switches and John are in agreement. It's gonna be paleontologizing.
And the raid message: rest in power, Norm Macdonald, or this man is for the birds, or murder you in a well. That's what's written on this card. Whatever you'd like in the raid message. Ladies and gentlemen, I really enjoyed this. It was a nice.
I think it's This Man is for the Birds. Sorry.
This Man is for the Birds. It's This Man is for the Birds. Guys, it was a nice tribute to a truly important stand-up comedian. Please go and enjoy that man's art. It's what he lived for, and it would be really nice. And I'll tell you, that David Letterman clip really made me sad for a second. We pulled up because I want you to know something about me, guys. I'm for the birds.
Hey, you did it. Yay. All right, we're off. Thank you so much. We will see you tomorrow. Bye.
And that's all. Penis into her vagina. And that's all. Sexual intercourse. Some people call it having sex. So the man passes the sperm to the woman, and now his sperm is in her. Maybe you're wondering if a mistake could be made when having sexual intercourse. That can